In today's video, we're going to be diving into the often overlooked layer 0 protocols of the crypto world with a particular focus on Ethereum. We're going to be exploring the social, economic and political dynamics that drive the Ethereum ecosystem and influence the future of decentralized systems. Stay tuned to find out more. Today's episode is sponsored by Cake Wallet, where you can send, receive and even exchange your crypto right from within the wallet. Cake Wallet is open source and non-custodial, so you control your own private keys, available today on iOS, macOS, Android and Linux. And StealthX, a privacy-centric crypto exchange which enables you to make crypto-to-crypto exchanges anonymously. Good evening everybody and welcome back to Enter Crypto with me, Chris Kenyon, and this is the channel where every single day I bring out a new video to keep you fully up to date and fully informed on all the goings on in the cryptoverse. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then like, subscribe and click on the notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any future updates. Now today we're going to be talking about layer 0 protocols. Now layer 0 was a term that I heard around 2020. It was actually when Polkadot came about. I'm sure it was around before that, or certainly the term was around before that, because I think it even preceded blockchain itself. But as far as being integrated and applying it to cryptocurrencies, I think Polkadot was kind of the first to do that in a very practical way. I could be wrong. And now you may be thinking, well, what is layer 0? You know, how do you define it? And really, I mean, I could just give you a definition from Google or something like that and go and Google it, but I wanted to make it a little bit more lengthy than that and give you a bit more context and detail about what it actually means and how we apply it to crypto. And there's really three main points, I would say, the layer 0 protocols are aiming to be, and it's really what separates them from other crypto protocols or even other computer networks. And the first one of this is basically avoiding centralization. So this is probably one of the most important and talked about points in crypto. Is everybody's very aware of centralization, and that even whether you're a layer 0 protocol or not, that you must be decentralized. Now there's many arguments over how do you even measure that. Do you measure it by how many nodes you've got set up around the world? Do you measure it by the location of those nodes? Because it's difficult to close down, shut down computers in a freer country than it would be, say, in somewhere like Iran. So if I had loads of nodes in the USA, for example, as opposed to Iran, it would be much easier for Iran to shut it down. And I could have even twice the amount of nodes in Iran than I had in the USA. But it wouldn't mean much if the government could just switch off the electric or switch off the internet for that country. You know, even though I would have less nodes in just America, then I would be more robust, shall we say, just because of the political environment and the country that I decided to set shop up in. Now, it's obviously in crypto it's global, but you get my point that there is that to think about. It's not just how many nodes do you have across the globe. It's not just a number. It's something that is quite difficult to measure, and nobody has actually come up with any sort of system or metric yet, so that we could use to actually measure decentralization. But even though it's difficult to measure, we still know how to become more decentralized, if that makes sense. And so setting up 20 nodes is better than setting up 10. Setting up 30 is better than 20. You can still always strive, and then once you get a bit better, you start looking at where can I put my nodes? Can I put one up in space? It's going to be difficult to ever shut down a node that runs in space off of solar power, which I believe is what Bitcoin's done. The second sort of risk or point that I would say is for layer 0s, they try to avoid idealism. And by that I mean is sort of within Ethereum there is a kind of ideological excess. So people get attached to Ethereum and they think, well, it's going to solve all the problems, you know, it's going to be everything to everybody all of the time, and that's not a good thing to have for a layer 0. It might work very well for a particular meme coin, or it might work well for Bitcoin and other things like that. But for a layer 0, you've got to be kind of chain agnostic, as Gavin Wood of Polkadot used to say, or still says. And that is to say that you don't get tribal about other coins. You don't start saying, this is, the SHIT coin, and that this is better than this is better than that, we're better than you. This is actually about being, trying to get more chains attached to you. It shouldn't have an opinion. The layer zero should not have any opinion one way or the other. It should just be a tool that's used for transferring value, whether that be voting, a sort of a governance system, whether that be money, financial value and transacting in that way. It could be having a decentralized or digital identity on chain for an individual, or even more complicated digital identifiers. And so in my opinion, Ethereum needs to shed that sort of idealism about it if it wants to succeed as a layer zero. And the last risk is that it needs to be able to, or any layer zero needs to be able to avoid sort of technological calcification, where it just, it slowly grinds to a halt. It slowly stops moving. People fall out of love with the idea. And so we stop developing on that particular network, in this case Ethereum I'm talking about, but it could be any. You've actually got Polkadot, which is aiming to be a layer zero. You've got Cardano, and I know they don't say it much, but it is a layer zero. It is trying to be a layer zero. And so we need to get comfortable with constantly being able to adapt and overcome, not like Bitcoin where it's stagnant. They are so scared, the Bitcoin core developers, to make any improvements, at all. I can't say at all, but it's very slow. It's just so conservative, and maybe that's a good thing. Bitcoin's not trying to be a layer zero, so there's no problem with that whatsoever. But I'm just saying, if you want to be a layer zero, you must be willing to adapt, because the world changes, and so this will have to change. Now, those are the 3 risks that I think are the most prominent to layer zero protocols. And so I hope you enjoyed today's video. I made it a little bit short. Of course, you can go into great detail with these things, and I'm happy to do so if people request it. If you write in the comments and tell me that's what you want, I'll do it. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the notifications bell, and also make put comments below. It really does help with the algorithm. It pushes the video up on the search engine, so it's greatly appreciated if you do that. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.